Good morning, folks. It's 9:48 a.m. on the 6th month, 24th day, 2025. What I'm looking at here is worst case scenario, and I'd be doing you an injustice not to show you what's showing up this morning. And I think this is likely, so where I wouldn't show it. What worries me the most is people in this area get very worried very quickly. You're going to have a lot of water running your way very quickly. So I'm going to show you this event which should be starting at about afternoon time on Wednesday, New Zealand time. Within 24 hours, I'm expecting some super totals after that. Once this event starts, you'll be up into almost into the tens, and then as we head into Thursday, this is really bad. And this is your Thursday totals. This is exactly when 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, New Zealand time, until, let's see if we can get till 1 again, until 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Excuse me, from Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the morning until Friday, New Zealand time, at 1 o'clock in the morning. You guys are facing some terrible totals. I do advise against any travel plans that you've got. They need to be altered. Either get there sooner or cancel. The wind is going to be a major factor in this storm. Temperatures in some areas of New Zealand over the next 10 days going to be dropping -7, -10. Add wind chill to that, you got some problems. Well, it ain't just the South Island that's affected by these winds and such that I'm about to show. It's the gusts of wind I'm really concerned about that's going to be affecting this island. This is your sustained winds expected in the Auckland area, coming in Friday through the afternoon hours. These islands here are going to be really copping it. It's not going to end anytime soon. Right, and it's the gusts that are coming that are going to do the damage. And some of the gusts I'm picking up 90 miles an hour, kilometers an hour, excuse me. Yeah, I've been really busy this morning. My head is absolutely shot. Yeah, a lot of correspondence to catch up on and such like this. When I'm looking out at sea gusts of wind like this, and they're going to impact the city of Auckland. Yeah, that I guarantee. Main body of the storm coming through. I know you're wanting to see what's roaring through Cook Straits, don't you? Yeah, this is Cook's right down in here. Watch this area here. So many gusts of wind. It'll be a wicked ride on your walkers for sure that day. Take a whole lot of Kia Kaka. Yeah, some Kia Kaka is coming from the Geoengineers. And some more Kia Kaka needs to come from us. I do believe. People talk a big line while their manu turns into manor. Yeah, how you like about this one here, Ruatoria? Oh my, big gusts. See, I'm backtracking your gusts now. This is you going backwards, right? Because the Bay of Plenty is going to be the Bay of Coppingtons. Right, look at these winds coming through Auckland, and on Friday. In your afternoon. That's batting down the hatches for hours of batting down the hatches. So what direction will the wind be coming from? The tropics. And what's it meeting? Cold air. What's that gonna bring? Fucking rain and loads of it. And all they had to do was use the beams to manipulate the moisture, like these sheds coming across the coast. But what interested me most today was this area here. Put a big square out like this. I did a mark on a map on it, but I thought maybe I should just do that in front of you. So Mr. Squiggles demands a moment of our time. And I will not deny Mr. Squiggles. Right, you see this big area here? You have a device here. It's part of your JORN network. It's actually one of the biggest coverages of any device you have in Oz. You see this one here in Laverton? And it covers a vast range, this one. It's a huge device, and no, I don't have pictures of it pulled up yet. It is possible I have it already marked and can show the device, which I kind of going to try. Let's test the connection. Laverton, AFB, Laverton. Let's just try this area. It should be their Air Force base there, but we're going to check right around this area. I should have it marked. Okay, so let's see how good we can do today. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. She's marked. I got it. I got this. You see this big antenna here? That's what's doing it. That's some Tesla tech for you. That ain't a small boy. Not at all, not at all. From there to there is 3.16 kilometers, and for the other people that deal in real money, and this is almost 2 miles long. Yeah, 1.95. And its angle of heading is, in case you care, is 215 degrees. It's a very important station, this, and it's just this is what's doing these big pulses in this area. It's one of the largest ones. And I often think that some of these roads that you see here, these lines, also have some kind of wiring or effect, something buried in the ground to help with the pulse or to receive the bounce back signal of this device. It's just the way it's set up, like a fractal from here to here to here to here. See the lines? I don't think these roads are any go into civilization. There's a turnaround spot with some kind of device in it. Some monitoring equipment of some kind. Doesn't look like a frac well. Another turnaround spot. So they could be underground wire antennas buried in these particular spots that go in and towards the center of the array. And that's what this is. This is a big old road. They got to bring some heavy equipment in, so they have to make a big road for that. So that's what I suspect is doing this massive deployment based on the maps of known devices that are easily available. If you care to Google JORN network coverage maps, you'll learn a lot about what can be done. And these things can fire in all directions. It's just this is their strongest path of influence. Yes, based on where they put it on ley lines and whatnot, we see a lot of effects coming from these EMF devices. Yes, while they're not busy shooting missiles out of your sky, they're busy weather warfaring. I must say, the peaceful populace of Australia is getting fried by your weapons contractors. It's not very complex to see that the military-industrial complex has linked with the not so complex to understand toxic medical industry, the farm mafia, as some of us call it. So yeah, that one's very active there, because it was pointed out to me that Alice Springs looked like it was doing some, but all I seen was this here fire north to direct this river of moisture towards the Siam area, which is what I call all that up there, and this here Siam. yeah, I know that's Indonesia. I call that the cat's ass because it looks like a cat walking away. See his tail in here. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so that's your fryer that went on over there, and what it had an effect to do is this. You got some moisture and stuff coming in from the Indian Ocean that will be affecting Perth. Where did Mr. Squiggles go? I dropped him or something. There we go. So we have the device here. You see this pulse? Here, out to sea, and another to here. We've really just drilled the parentheses right around it. And another scalar square is here. They've done is, this is now a closed area. The heated outflow from here pulsing towards this. And the waveforms were about 50 miles wide. I measured on a different kind of map that I was using earlier, so you just have to trust me on that one. It's very ultra low wave. Yeah, they just keep cycling low wave over the top of itself to end up with your peaks and troughs you were seeing in your clouds today. You know, wedge pointing there. Some of your next rads are influencing this pulse as well. Newcastle fired as well. I could just see that in the condensates here. Alice's lines are here. She scalared that. So the flow lines are shut off coming straight through. They can only come in here. They can only come across here. And can come up into this box once that cools down. Yep. So this is going to have an effect of bringing this in straight into Perth. There's a line of EMF coming down here. It's not quite showing as well on this map. That's going to prevent this from coming straight across the corner. It's going to have to bunch up and before a low will form and steam it across. From all intents and purposes, it looks like what I call a southern diver. When the low organized, she'll cruise the bight and head south. Well, now it's slinging some moisture in. So let's get back to the forecast stations part. There's timestamp for all those that don't feel like doing their own homework. Yeah. How about this big beam here, huh? Bzzz, the fryer is on. That's going to direct a lot of stuff in towards that tropical belt that sends things towards Siam and the Japans, yeah, as they're moving the Capricorn belt north. Not very good for the seismicity of the Fiji area over here, I've got to say, and Tonga. There's a lot of overlapping waveforms here, and a big circle pulse right here, so I think you got a ship right where I'm pointing. That's what I think. So, let's continue. First, let's check, are we still alive? Fucking hell, yes. Okay, so let's continue. All right, let's bring this back on, and let's roll the gustinesses of it all, because I think that's almost more important than the main winds, is these gusts. Yeah, that's what's going to topple roofs. That's what's going to make cars go over the sides of things, because they're going too fast being a nom-not. And these gusts coming through this area here, that valley around the Wakatani region, is going to be quite bad. 85-kilometer-an-hour winds and stuff. Yeah, you don't want to be out on your bicycle, and please don't be Mary Poppins in it up down at the coast just to see what massive weather or waves look like, or we might be waving Brenda and Eddie goodbye kind of a thing. Yeah, because you have to turn on a camera and I see you on there. Like if I go down here, turn on a camera if there is one, and see somebody doing a Mary Poppins walking around the shore. Yeah, this is how I can keep an eye on your chemtrails during the day. I can look at your skies here. Look at all that crap you had. Wow, that was a horrendous day, and then a whole nother day high. How many days is spread? But if I see somebody Mary Poppins in it up with an umbrella going, oh, Mary Poppins, y'all, I'll finally tell you it isn't cool to be called Mary Poppins. Yeah, and this is a Fuckatawny region. Like we were just saying, fucky. Fucky suckatawny. Another kahaha. Wawaha. How is the kaka doing over here? You guys got some big winds going to be coming. Yeah, this ain't no joke, some of these winds you guys are going to have to put up with over this next week. Hey, the pilot's getting pin-stanced and pin-zants over there. Look at them fucking winds. You're going to learn these colors after a while. This little graph down here kind of shows you when you start heading into the pinks and purples, you know you're having a bad time. And you start adding winter to that, temperatures and all. Hey, how's that, Nelson, coming through the ranges there? Hi. Oh, no, Mr. Pill. Funding the geoengineering, which must be stopped. We must never agree to block the sun. What kind of scumbags, as creatures on this planet, are we to block the sunlight from the trees? Who the hell do we think we are? Yeah, this gas here looks like it's going to have some problems. 143 kilometers an hour winds expected and gusts through the passes of New Zealand. You will keep your asses at home and stay out of the passes with your dumb asses unless you want to Mary Poppins your shit. Surf is going to be up down here. I've got to point that out too for fun seekers. But don't take this lightly. Once these winds shift and head south from the north to the south, you guys going to pick up some rain. The volatility of the storms is going to be big because, man, you got some temperature changes coming. So let's go through the temperatures, right? As it's going to get cold, it's going to get nipply. You're going to get a chance to wear those winter coats that you spend all this money looking fashionable about. Well, there's your chance, snow bunnies. And it's windy in the mountains. It's windy by the sea. There's chemtrails for all to see. So when are we going to have a protest that's the last one we ever do? Or we manifest the last? I don't ever want to see first annual on a protest ever. Anything. Angers Robert Deutsch, who says this is the year we win. And you're telling me, no, this is the year we plan next year's gathering. Well, SpongeBob SquarePants, you can Squidward up someone else's world on that shit. I've had enough of the smell of the Bikini Bottom. That's for sure. And if you don't like it, just lay on the deck and flop like a fish. SpongeBob can bomb your ass, can bomb your ass. Oh my fucking god. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this shit, skies. Does it matter if this is your house? Where is it, Robert? It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. This is your home. No matter what. This whole place is our home. This whole place is our home. And the whole thing is getting fucked. All of it. From China. Look at that. Don't tell me they ain't getting it. Don't tell me Israel don't get it either. I'll beg you to differ. Oh, a lot of smoke from the war going on. That's a real war. Look at Tel Aviv burning. About time. Fuck around, find out. With Donald backing off on his kissing the ass of a fucking leader of another country. How dare you? Look at this pulse wave out here. Boy, do they got some EMF. I guess it's time for the USS Nimitz to come into play. As the ceasefire will be violated somehow. Yes, I see shitty games coming from this madman in the White House. Chemtrails are not illegal in Florida, by the way. You know what they've done? They made it so you have to have a permit. And if you chemtrail without permit, or deploy something that's toxic in the sky without a permit, it's a $5,000 fine. I think Bill can afford that. So at what point is that made it illegal? You guys better start reading some of the stuff you post. See that scalar square in here? This is a chem bomb deployment, pulsing out bomb. Boom, 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 boom. The death knell of the ocean. Hey, this thing's dying out here today. This EMF will beach things. Things will get their navigation thrown off and beach. Look at this shit off the coast of Tassie. Curves go in this direction, curves go in that direction. I mean, really, look at all the pulse waves to be seen, evidenced in this picture right here. Just right here. It's too obvious. Well, let's go with purple. We got pulses coming out from here. That's this down here. That's a device down here. I'm familiar with it. We have a pulses coming down here. This is going to throw off the navigation of the whales and the dolphins. This is going to cause a beaching. I've been in near tears all morning as I can feel this coming. I could feel it coming because of all this EMF intersecting around that island over there. And the navigation of the strait, which should be done with sonic location or whatever these animals do for that, it's being thrown off. You see the color of the ice crystals here? That chemical there is absorbing different wavelengths of light than the puffy white cloud. And that tells me it's a chemical cloud right over the top. These are not fake clouds. They're very real. They're very toxic. I can feel there's going to be a problem here. Or here. So get your teams ready. We're going to save them because we can see in advance the conditions for a beaching were put in place through electromagnetic frequency. That's right. How dare us block the sunlight of this ocean? How dare us block the sunlight of the trees that we now see? How dare us play God in the face of God and asking God to help us? Boy, do we got some Christ consciousness to take on board, or Buddhist, whatever it's going to fucking take. Enlighten yourself. Take responsibility for what's going on. You must, because this is what it's going to lead to. And the totals I was seeing around the Brissie area are not pleasant to be reporting. It is a new one popping up for you down coast. As they dishonest your weather forecasts, it becomes difficult. I'm telling you, there's some big problems coming. Big problems. That's a new forecast. I haven't totally looked into that part. But I was seeing some shots for Brissie, which they've changed, which they love to do that. And let me go into my file here and pull up some of my homework, because they like to change data. And I don't play games. Let's see, is it this one? No, that's the snow. Yeah, I got a lot of graphics here to go through. That should yarn. That should this. That should that. There we go. This might be your Brissie totals. Right, here's what I'm showing on my data for this area here is 18 centimeters coming out between the second and the third. Right in here. The second, it'll be almost actually, I'd actually call that the third, because it's after the midnight hour. So it'll be Thursday during the day. This is your totals. And you got to get warned about these things as they set you up for geostorms and then give you a graphic that don't show it anymore because somebody was going to tell you. Somebody's going to tell you surf's going to be up. Yeah, this is bad. And if you don't think geoengineering is bad, I do think you need to go away from my life because I've given, we're 60, 1/3 of my life has been given to fighting this. It was not my first protest or many of us first protests in Hyde Park about this. And we've done it on this day. That used to be the Fête de Music Day, where we would go out and enjoy music, but no, we gotta law ourselves. Hey, Tyree, a bit of skyria for you there, Tyree? Hey, Tyree, skyria. Hey, Salisbury, oh, you've been staked. Yes, they're staking out the land. They want it, they want it, they want it. They want it, they want it. It's up to all of us to say, you can't have it. No, 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 no. Let's see if ECMW is ever going to get honest about the totals that are going to smack Perth a little bit here. No. Well, they're pinning the totals for you guys over here. So I'm going to run through the forecast part, but again, I'm going to stick with the accesses forecast because it seems the most likely. As the flip-flop of the Bureau of Morons whose charter needs revoking. They don't need more money. It's because of the money they're inaccurate. They're so worried about getting it wrong that they won't do what's right and take a chance on being wrong. And I'd rather take a chance on being wrong than not do the right thing and tell you guys what's coming. And this is what's coming. This is what their own fucking services say. I don't have access to all the great stuff they do, but I can read EMF like a hawk. Yep. And I can see the EMF right here. I can see the scalar squares of energy in here. I could see the area where that beam was deployed from, and I could see its activity and influence in the clouds. Look at this scalar square here, blown out over here near the bending of the dingo. You got a device here. Don't you see it? Use your head. Print it. Get a compass out and a square and line, draw them. You'll see there's something here. A mighty triangular vagation going on here. Would you say there's a pulse? Would you say there's something in the sky perturbing and deploying? I would. My eyeballs are telling me this. It's plain as day. You can't hide your lies in the skies from educated eyes. You just can't. And well, they could say we're crazy, but I'd rather be crazy than a lunatic. These moonstruck people that just think that, no, that's an aurora we're having is natural. No, that's called sky glow. And if I hit this with a bunch of HAARP energy, it's going to glow, and its chemical is going to be a certain color, and it's going to determine, you can determine what it is that's glowing. But when they tell you, look at the aurora, and it's showing up in places out in the fucking desert where nobody's ever seen it. It ain't even drawn on no rock things. Every day you got a solar mass ejection and you're believing some NASA graphic. Well, tell me more about one small step for man there, SpongeBob. Get some fucking integrity or get somewhere else to go. Because these are chem bombs and that's a sulfur plume. See it? Boom, 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 plumes. Get it yet, SpongeBobs? Boy, some of you people just love to lick the bikini bottom, I think. Yeah, and Trump is behind a lot of stuff. He's hiding a lot of guilt. He's doing his best to hashtag the 28th by hiding the guilt of his own name and the names of his former wives that were on the flight logs and the visitors to Epstein Island. That seems like a habitual thing. Maybe he forced them women to go along with shit they didn't want to. He grabs them in the pussy. I'm sorry, but you want to prop up a warmongering, warp speed and no safety having, proud of the call he did, calling it the greatest achievement of mankind. You know what would be the greatest achievement of mankind? If we smarten the fuck up. And we start giving a shit about things that aren't us. Because the taxes to spray our sky, once you once you agree to it, whether you like to or not, because you didn't disagree loud enough, are going to sink your ship. You will be cold. You will choose between food and heat. They will tell you your body is carbon. Do you feel like suicide? And we give you carbon credits to your family. You watch some of the indecent things that are going to get said. As we head into Wednesday, these are big storms that are going to come through here. Let me back her up. Yeah, this is my big concern over the next few days. So you guys got about 24 hours of betting down your hatches. Yeah, you're going to be getting wet witty, but man, then you're going to get the smack. Whammo. I mean, we're talking worse than that fly swatter I got out there. We're talking right up on the wow, right across the knuckles. If that don't do it look a little wazoo like that, we got two testicles here and a great big old steamer, and it's going to piss it down. That's some heavy falls there. How many hours of that's going on? I mean, that's about 5 centimeters every 3 hours. Over here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got every bit of 3 or 4 hours of that. And so that'll be about 6 centimeters falls very quickly there on Thursday evening. Yeah, like I said, you're going to want to batten down the hatch. You want to sit at home. You're going to want to have some hot chocolate, do some crafts, or maybe perhaps come up with some tactics. We read a beautiful piece of graffiti today done by Banksy. He says, the time for fear ends and the time for tactics begins. Basically is what he said. That was deep, man. I read that. I was like, wow. See how many hours of this fuckery you guys got? Every time you see one of them big blobs of red, and it's 3 centimeters every 3 hours. You're getting smack, 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 smack. For many, many hours. It's going to lead to terrible toll. It's going to lead to flash flooding. And it's going to get cold. It's going to get very cold. Yeah, you guys just absolutely just copped it. And I think I've gone over you. Right? As the low just hangs out. At many days of the wets, and then winter gets brought up. As the low goes over towards the east of the island, the dynamics will change. You start bringing that cold air up into that tropical air, and again, you get another smackaroos. You might even see some thunder snow. Yeah, that's where the geoengineers get the atmosphere so fucking excited that when it snows, it's static discharge, actually, and it just lightens and everything. Or perhaps it's chem bombs. Only honesty can give us an honest answer. And we deserve an honest answer to many things. And the biggest honest answer we can admit to ourselves is, why is this going on? The honest answer is, because we let it. That is the only reason. I'm very, very sad about the EMF and the chem I saw today. Does that give you an idea of what's going on? Now I'm going to go over to Brissie. Hi, how you doing? C&Q. Here we go. This is your turn. Now, what time it is here is afternoon hours of Sunday, the 29th of the month. Here we go, and your poontang gets a little rain for Rocky. Maybe about 6, 7 centimeters could come through there on the quick. It depends where the EMF line goes, on which side they park the storm. If the EMF line is more toward the coast, it'll go further up the peninsula. But I don't think they're wanting to rain on their ability to launch rockets and stuff right now up there. That big ship was studying the plume, wasn't it? See the turnaround. This has to kick a low. Now a low has to form. As these two highs separate, she burps off a low, and that'll kick some more water in towards the coast here. And so I would have to pronounce the words for Karst that you love to hear the most. Make a trip down there for Tuesday. Surf's up. Yeah, I can't wait to see the pictures. Yep, Tuesday. Go to Brissie Beach. Don't boom 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 plum 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 boom boom. The not so sunny coast. Boom boom. Look at the scalar square. See it over here parked off? The Assy Mountains got a big pulse curve going across here. There's a device right here. Right there. Oh, we get an actual road right there by the M1. Could it possibly be Mount Stapleton Friar on? Is it possible? I'd fucking say that the wicked glitch has influenced the clouds again, and you're a bunch of ding-dongs if you believe in the BOM excuse of the glitch. You're a ding-dong if you believe that glitch is dead. The wicked glitch flies again, and there's another radar right here where we're pointing. I'm fucking there. You can't hide their lies in the sky from educated eyes, and I'll teach you guys how to look at this. I'll tell you what I see. But to teach you what I know, I don't know where to start. Big sky sharks, I can start with that. Big sky sharks, boom a doom a boom. Big sky sharks, boom a boom a boom. Big sky sharks. Yep. Cammy shark. Boy, don't that look like a fucking skeleton, man? Like a just dying thing upon the plain. And with that image left is where I'm going to stop this show. As the skull and bones show their number in our sky. I think if we don't put an end to this, we're going to wake up dead. We have got to say no to the Paris Agreement. When they were litigating before our eyes in 2016, their ability to do what they're doing now, without me getting this, without you getting this, and this is the governance document. Where's the CIGO? This should probably be the same document. Mr. W.C. Burns wants to block your son. Here's a copy of it. And so some people were asking me for it while I was out of town. And this is probably your most important proof of chemtrails you could ever have. Because on page 13 here, and I'm going to write them to meat potatoes. I'm not going to go to the fact that there's a guy named Mr. Burns that wants to block the sun. There's his face. See him? William C. Burns. He thinks this program is excellent. Excellent. You can't make this shit up. Now go over here to page 13. First paragraph, last sentence. It says, potentially delivery vehicles for stratospheric sulfur dioxide injection include aircraft, artillery shells, stratospheric balloons, and hoses suspended from towers. Why do I call them chemtrails? Because they talk about chemicals here in Philip Resch in a written testimony to the U.S. House Committee on Science and Technology, and this was done in December and November of 2009, and this document was released February 4, 2010. You see the use of these words now. When we talk about preformed particles, nanotech and particles, well, here's where it says it. Suggestions of ejecting preformed particles. They say, I don't know what the hell I just did. I'm going to come right back to it, though, because I'm pretty familiar with this document. Right down here again to the bottom. You'll see it. Preformed particles. Right here it says it. I tried to pull the actual document up. I don't have time to go through that. Preformed particles of other chemicals. Nowhere do I see them talk about silver iodide from cloud seeding. It's always sulfur. It's always titanium oxide for more control over the process. Titanium oxide. How would you like a big whiff of that in the sky, huh? Oh, boy, have a line. The biggest lie in the world is that they're trying to convince you that it's your fault that they're spraying you like bugs. And this document proves a lot of stuff. And you got to go through those footnotes because that's the peer-reviewed shit they ask us for. And as of today, this is your sky. This is right now. There's a big pulsation going on over here. What a bunch of bills. Big scalar square here, all sorts of pulses through here. If you don't get a small quake through here, I'll be surprised. Maybe there's some fracking going on. Quakes are really good for generating oil and making it. And that's a whole nother rabbit hole about the unlimited supply of oil and the unlimited supply of water that they make you think is limited, so you'll pay more for it. See much of a sine wave here in these clouds? You don't think geoengineering is real? We could fucking kill you anyhow. Look up and smile. This is the 23rd Skull and Bones Day. This is the last family picture we have. And as it's still, at certain times a day over Yale, they did their fucking magic in the skies over you people. And it disgusts me. Absolutely disgusts me. So with that said and with that done, we all have some tasks to do. Big, big tasks. And one of them is to make sure we have air to breathe. You know, they all worry about George Floyd, I can't breathe. Well, for the whale out here, it can't breathe. The sea turtle can't breathe. The tree can't eat properly and function and photosynthesize efficiently. And it's being acid attacked, defoliated, scorched earth policy. My God, look what we've done. They're doing this because we allow it. Are you going to allow it? I'm not. I will not be silent. Don't be silent. Big love. Stay safe. Peace. Fucking assholes doing that.